But yeah. You want me to turn them both on? I don't know. We can try it. This is on right now, so. Want to see how it sounds right now or not really? Here. We could just start and then stop it after 5 seconds just to see if it's good next to the mic. Okay? I don't think anybody's gonna be like, oh, they just played 10 seconds of this and then they stopped it. People are pretty loud. They might be quiet and stuff. All right. Cool. Yeah. I mean, it works. I'm not gonna crank it up because then it'll be super loud when somebody's talking. Right. So.
At this time, we would like to welcome our 8th graders into the gymnasium. So if you could take a seat, we would appreciate that. Following our students are our wonderful Goff Middle School teachers. Could we give a round of applause for the jazz band? They did an amazing job with the music prior to the event. Thank you, Mr. Bresnahan. At this time, I would like to start our ceremony. My name is Jill Barker. I am the principal of Goff Middle School. I'm so excited to be here with all of you this evening. I would like to begin our program with the Pledge of Allegiance. Could we please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stand, continue to stand. So Ms. Decker will lead our chorus with the national anthem.
Early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So good evening. As I had mentioned earlier, my name is Jill Barker and the principal of Goff Middle School. On behalf of our entire community, it's my pleasure to welcome the students and their families to the 2022 elevation ceremony for our 8th grade class and the Columbia High School class of 2026. It is exciting to celebrate this event once again in the Columbia High School gymnasium. This is certainly something that, for me, reminds me of what we used to be able to do, and there's a sense of normalcy being back here again. So I'm so excited to share this event here in this gymnasium with all of you this evening. I'd also like to I would like to welcome Mr. Simons, our Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Linda Wager, our Director of Business and Finance, and Marissa Cannon, our Human Resource Director, with us this evening. Thank you for joining us. I would also like to acknowledge and thank our dedicated teaching staff who are here with us this evening. I am grateful for their immense contribution to our students and to our school community. Without them, we would not have had such a successful 3 years, especially for these guys, their 8th grade year. I also need to thank many other people who helped make this year successful for us at Goff. That is our dedicated bus drivers, our maintenance department, our secretarial staff, food service, and our teaching assistants. Together, we united to make the best possible experience and environment for students under very challenging circumstances. So I'd like to give all of them a round of applause. Couldn't do that without them. And lastly, I'd like to my left, my 2 assistant principals, Mr. Newman and Ms. Hoffman, because I couldn't do my job without them, and they have been so impactful in the lives of all of our 8th grade students here in front of us this evening. So thank you for all of your support and help. So tonight is a special evening for our 8th graders, and I know I speak for your parents, families, and when I say how impressed we all are about how much you've accomplished, not just this year, but in the last 3 years. And looking back over the last 3 years, your middle school experience may not have been what you necessarily expected or deserved. However, your time at Goff is historic because of what our world, our country, and our school community had to overcome together. This 8th grade class demonstrated a significant amount of flexibility and resilience, and you all used these strengths to make Goff Middle School a better place. You participated in so many charitable events this year for the good of our community. To name just a few, many of our Goff students facilitated the Fill a Bus event, which filled 2 full buses of medical supplies for the people of Ukraine. Many of our students were out there packing boxes for over 8 hours to make this event successful. We also, even Governor Hochul attended this event and donated some items. So it was a very impactful event, and our students' efforts in this in our community was very much appreciated. Our students also participated in food drives, multiple food drives to give to our food banks. We made Easter baskets, and we gave them the Circle of Mercy and Hope 7. Our students ran a coat drive when we gave over 100 coats to the Sidewalk Warriors of Troy. That many of our students made cards for our senior citizens in nursing homes, and there were so many more events that our students participated in, doing good for our community. The Anti-Defamation League, once again, also designated Goff Middle School as a no place for hate school. Our community, our school community was recognized. I think my microphone, there we go. It's demonstrating tolerance, kindness, and acceptance of all people. All of your participation in these charitable events speaks to your character, and it makes me proud to be your principal. There were a lot of positive things that each of you contributed to this year, and I encourage you to look back on your middle school years and remember the experiences that have made you who you are today. Remember the kindness you demonstrated, the friends you made, and the people who helped you get to this moment in time. It is these experiences that have helped you to become more resilient as you face your future. So focus on the right now. You've all made it through another milestone in your life. You've reached this moment by your dedication to succeed, by using your unique gifts to accomplish your goals, and your determination to navigate both the smooth and choppy waters of middle school. With your positive attitudes and hard work, you have made a difference despite the adverse circumstances. So looking forward, you are now at a new chapter in your journey of life. If we have learned anything about going through this pandemic together, is that there are two types of people in this world: the needy and those that help the needy. You may go in and out of these two groups throughout your life. And the key is this: recognize which group you're in at any given time and give help or seek help if you need it. As you look into the future, just remember you can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pocket. Get out there and continue to do something great. It has been a pleasure being with you on this journey the past 3 years, and I look forward to hearing more about your future successes. You are a uniquely gifted class and a bright future ahead. Stay uniquely you. Students may sit down at this time. I bet you thought you were going to stand up the whole time, huh? At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Simons to the podium to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Boy, when you walked into this gymnasium tonight, there was an electricity. I think it was either the Goff Jazz Band. Can we give them a round of applause? I want to thank Mr. Bresnahan for the wonderful work that he does with our band students. It was either the jazz band or it was simply the excitement of being able to celebrate the accomplishments of your children. What a 2.5, 3 years we've had here in the East Greenbush Central School District. When these students entered 6th grade, little did any of us know that in March of their 6th grade year, their first year of middle school, the world would change. They responded, as Mrs. Barker said. They responded, they adapted, and for that particular school year, they finished their school year engaged in remote learning. Their 7th grade year was as challenging, if not more challenging, with the hybrid learning model that we were forced to have in place. And many of our students overcame many obstacles to be successful in their 7th grade year, although, as Mrs. Barker said, not ideal. This year has been an extremely exciting and successful year, but it has also been an important year of adjustment as our students, our families, our teachers, our support staff, our administrators adjusted to all of the kids being back in school, full in-person learning in their 8th grade year. So it has been a journey for these young people. They have done remarkably well along that journey. They have overcome obstacles. They've either gone through them, around them, or over them. And I'm very, very proud of every single one of our 8th graders sitting here tonight. And I'm very, very grateful for all of the support, the help, the guidance that you as their families have given to them, particularly over these last 3 years as they transition through middle school during a very, very difficult time. So thank you, families, for all that you have done to help your students make it through their middle school years. And I would ask each and every one of our 8th graders at this time to give your families a round of applause. As you begin to think about, I know you're thinking about summer, but as you begin to think a little bit about entering Columbia High School, I'm reminded of a very special teacher that I once had who taught me something very important, and I want to share that with you tonight. A teacher that I had several years ago said to me, you know, it's very important that no matter what is happening in your life, to take time out each day, just a moment to pause, to think, to quiet yourself down, and to appreciate. What is it that I have in my life that's good? Who is it in my life that's important to me? What is it about me that makes me special? Is it a talent? Is it a skill? Is it my character? Is it my kindness? Is it my generosity? Is it my persistence? So we need to pause and we need to appreciate those around us who help us, the experiences that we're having, and even in the roughest of experiences, we can find an opportunity to appreciate. And when we appreciate, it motivates us to want to go forward, to do better, and to be the best people that we can possibly be. And as you think about coming into this high school next year, there's some really important things that I want you to remember. First and foremost, Columbia High School has been ranked twice by the U.S. News and World Report, a national magazine, as one of the finest high schools in the nation. And so with that designation as one of the best schools in the country comes a set of expectations. And those expectations can be different for each and every one of you. But one of those expectations is that you will hold yourself accountable to doing the best possible job that you can do, not only in your classes and your coursework, but in the numerous extracurricular activities that are offered here at Columbia High School. Take a look at that scoreboard up there. What does it say underneath the scoreboard? Stay in the game. No matter what is going on during a period of time when you enter 9th grade to your senior year, that motto, stay in the game, is critically important. You want to be involved. You can be involved in athletics, but that's not the only way you have to stay in the game. There are numerous clubs, activities, extracurricular opportunities. Sports are not for everyone, but we have science clubs, math clubs, student interest clubs, all different kinds of activities that you can get involved in. And the one thing that I know about the students that are most successful at Columbia High School, and whether they're going on to a career right after high school, or whether they're going on to a 2-year college, whether you're going on to a 4-year college, or whether you plan to pursue a career in the trades, in the technical fields, there's one thing that I know. The most successful high school students are the ones that get involved. So hold yourselves accountable for high expectations when you enter Columbia High School, and make sure that you find some activities that you want to become involved in. And if your friends aren't necessarily involved in those activities, you can make new friends by joining one of those clubs. It's really, really important, and I want you to remember that, because in a few short weeks, you'll be participating in your freshman orientation. And when you enter ninth grade, you'll be given an opportunity to think about what clubs and activities you might want to join. And I would expect that every single one of you could find something to get excited about. So in closing, I'm very, very proud of each and every one of you for what you've accomplished. I have high expectations and great hopes for you as you enter high school, and I feel very, very blessed to have the family support that we have for you in the East Greenbush Central School District. Congratulations on such an honor. I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you.
At this time, we have two students who acted as co-president for Student Council. Each of them are going to share a few words with the class of 2026. At this time, I'd like to invite up Natalie Cassandra.
Hello, my name is Natalie Crisanda. Congratulations, graduates. First off, I'd like to thank the amazing teachers, staff, and administration here with us tonight, and an extra thank you to Mrs. Lopez, our Student Council advisor. Thank you, families, for all of your support and dedication to us over the past 3 years. 3 years at Goff Middle School may feel like a long time, but in reality, our middle school experience is one small piece of our future. Throughout our time at Goff, we have persevered through COVID and all of its many challenges, learned how to write a very detailed 3-paragraph essay, made friends that may stick with us for life, and gone from being wide-eyed 6th graders to the top dogs of the school. These past 3 years have been made up of so many little moments that have become this movement of who we are. Some of us love sports, while others would rather be on a stage. Some of us love music and art, and others could read books for days. We are all unique, but we all have persevered through many challenges that have made us who we are today. The well-known play Hamilton says, "This is not a moment, it's the movement." Rather than getting caught up in every little moment, focus on the bigger picture. These past 3 years have been made up of many little moments that are all a part of this movement that we are to become successful people. One challenge today may make you feel like the world is ending, but instead of getting stuck, use it to make yourself the person that you want to become. If you hadn't heard this morning, recently I was supposed to go to Middle School Nationals for pole vaulting, but my flight there was delayed, which meant that we didn't get there. My mom did everything that she could to find an alternative, but there was nothing to be done. At first, I was super discouraged, but I realized that being upset for eternity wasn't going to do me any good. Because I missed out on this opportunity, I'm even more motivated to go to Nationals next year, which means becoming a better vaulter. This is an example of how I use an upsetting moment to become the person that I want to be. In the upcoming high school years, there are going to be many challenges to face. Maybe you'll get lost on the first day, maybe you won't get into the classes that you hope to, or receive the part in the play. But remember to not let these challenges bring you down. Use them to lift you up. Rise up and become the movement. No one ever learns how to ride a bike without falling, and no one can ever make it through their life without a challenge. Thank you, Goff Middle School, for teaching me and my classmates to persevere and to conquer the challenges that we may face. Thank you.
So on my way here, I was contacted by our Board of Education President, Mike Buno, who wanted me to make sure that I extended my congratulations on behalf of the Board of Education. So to our Board of Education, who supports the success of our students, we also want to congratulate all of our 8th graders on moving into the high school on behalf of the board. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite Sophia Galligan, our other president, Student Council president, to come forward and say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sophia Galligan, and on behalf of the class of 2026, I'd like to welcome all faculty, staff, friends, and all honored guests to the Elevation Celebration for the class of 2026. It has been a pleasure and adventure to be part of Goff Student Council these past 3 years in middle school. In 6th grade, we were really at the bottom of the school, and here we are graduating just as easy as the FLAX exam was. It really is crazy to see how far we've come. From showing up in skinny jeans and a nice shirt to leggings and a sweatshirt, we've really all grown physically and mentally. This class of 2026 has undoubtedly been the most interesting and successful class to come through Goff. We've survived a whole pandemic, become top of the school for No Place for Hate 3 years in a row, and had a successful Stuff the Bus for Ukraine soldiers. We took an amazing trip to Six Flags New England, went all out for Spirit Month, had a lit 8th grade dance, and most importantly, we were there for each other when we needed it most, and I believe that deserves a round of applause. Yet, our time here at Goff was not easy. We faced many obstacles and challenges that we were forced to face head-on and overcome. Every student has experienced disappointment and failure here at least once, including me. I've always wanted to get really good at softball, and not too long ago, I told a close friend of mine that I wanted to become a professional softball player, to which he jokingly replied, "Come on, Soph, let's be realistic." But as a class, we survived remote learning, COVID, grades we didn't like, and even the desks at lunch that hardly fit our tray. Yet here we are, moving on to another chapter of our lives, ready to embark on a new journey. Street poet and songwriter Taylor Swift once said, "You can't have a better tomorrow if you're focusing on yesterday." You have to live through every moment you are put in, even if it isn't a shining one. You will learn and become stronger as a person with everything you encounter. Strive to be the best you can be every day. Live life and regret nothing, because you are a devil. Congratulations, class of 2026, and thank you. #DadTom.
Thank you, Sophia and Natalie. Those are wonderful speeches. At this time, I would like to do the presentation of the class board. Could you, the people, Mint Ung and the other students, would you please come forward? We have Mint Ung, glasses on, Kali Karinji, Tegan McQuaid, and Sonia Tani. All of our students signed this today. They did not get to see the entire board, so this is the first time the entire class is able to see their class board of the class of 2026. This will be hanging in the hallways of middle school. At this time, I would like to welcome one of our band teachers, Mrs. Lorraine Lavoie. Mrs. Lavoie has been with Goff, and maybe even the high school. She's had multiple jobs, but she's been over 30 years in our school district. She has been the leader of our musicals. She has instructed, I can't tell, countless students in band. And this is her last year with us, and she will be retiring, and she'll be sorely missed. I would like to invite Mrs. Lavoie up to say a few words.
Thank you, Mrs. Barker. It's March 2020. During the previous few months, in addition to my regular teaching schedule, I've spent well over 200 hours directing the Goff Yearly Musical, and we are in our final week of rehearsals. Tech Week, as we affectionately call it. The cast and crew are prepared to perform Fiddler on the Roof for their friends and family in just a few short days. Their enthusiasm and excitement are contagious. We have all worked so hard to get to this point. Unfortunately, just a few days later, on Friday, March 13th, 2020, COVID-19 closed our school doors. the day we were just slated to hold our first performance. When contemplating what to say to you this evening, the last thing I wanted to do was mention COVID. However, after much reflection, I thought, how can I not bring up COVID since it had such a tremendous impact on your time while at Goff? Forget the Fiddler on the Roof characters. Your class was unintentionally cast as the role of a trailblazer. From expanding the boundaries of online learning, to finding creative ways to connect and bond with your peers, to accepting the tremendous responsibility of keeping your family, friends, and community safe by social distancing, you have already had a huge impact on the world. All of these things demonstrate there is no limit to what you can achieve. As you leave Goff and begin your journey as a high school student, I have a few important words for you to consider. The first is courage. Courage takes many forms and can be defined as the mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand fear or difficulty. As you begin high school, I urge you to find the courage to try something new or unfamiliar, to stick your neck out and take a risk. Maybe as a middle school student, you never joined a club or athletic team or pursued any interest outside the classroom. Each day brings with it new opportunities. Set goals and stay mindful of them. Have the courage to choose what will bring you closer to reaching those goals. Maybe those choices will lead you not only to academic success, but will lead you in service to others. Have the courage to think beyond yourself and stand up for others. Have the courage to ask yourself, who am I? Your choices should reflect who you are and who you want to become. Remember, you are the architect of your own life. Have the courage to create the life you want by making the right choices. The second word is commitment. Committing the time and energy it takes to succeed at any new activity or venture may also require perseverance. I encourage you to not only commit, but to persevere. Take early setbacks as a challenge and an opportunity for growth. There are no limits to your potential. Certainly don't impose any on yourself. When pursuing your goals and passions, get used to hearing no. Don't let it deter you. Keep moving forward. Don't let others define your potential. Embracing failure and pushing on is when real growth occurs and your confidence increases. Cultivating self-confidence requires challenging yourself, committing to your goals, and following through. Now that you have the courage and commitment to pursue your goals, it's important to always be mindful of your character. High school is a new beginning and will provide you many opportunities to grow academically and to help and support others. Yet, you will also encounter situations that will test your character. Will you be prepared to make the right choices when facing these challenging circumstances? Are you someone whose thoughts, words, and actions are based in kindness? Do you honor and respect all persons? Do you encourage and support them? Do you challenge wrongs and stand up for what's right? Are you reliable and honest? How do you react when faced with change or when things don't go your way? I challenge you to put an equal amount of effort into discovering who you are as you do with all other pursuits. Each day you start with a clean slate. Listen more than you talk. Learn to pause before reacting and continue to ask yourself, who am I? Not who you think you are or who you think you should be, but who are you at your core? Improving yourself is a lifelong endeavor, a pursuit that will serve you well in every area of your life. Lastly, remember that change is constant. Everything is always in motion and nothing is permanent. Learn to expect change and, more importantly, learn to ride its waves. Staying detached from particular outcomes, I promise you, will create much more peace and joy in each day. It has been a privilege to speak to you and your families this evening. I wish you all the best throughout your high school years, May you experience daily joy in all of your academic, athletic, creative, and service-related pursuits. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Lavoie, and thank you for your service to our community and our school. At this time, we're going to begin the presentation of certificates. I would ask that we could hold applause so that everybody is able to hear their child's name called.
Jayron Abbott,
Abhinav,
Caden Albano,
Emily Altimer,
Brendan Andres,
Addison Angelo,
Ryan Azenbauer,
Mint Ong,
Patrick Ayotte,
Cadence Backus,
Anira Bailey,
Jacob Barno,
Ty Barron,
Edward Barreto Perez,
Natalie Baum,
Joshua Belazaire,
Possible Bentoum,
Aubrey Bear,
Matthew Bishop,
Evelyn Bisson,
Sean Boniface,
Brooke Boudreau,
Lexi Bordeaux,
Nyla Borges Mathrin,
Noah Burrell Bear,
Naomi Border,
Cheyenne Bott,
Kalelo Bowman,
Connor Bradley,
Rory Thomas Brandon,
Addison Brannock,
Ryan Breer,
Alexander Bragg,
Colton Brisson,
Richard Broadhurst Jr.,
Aaron Bruce,
Griffin Buff,
Alexander Burr,
Preston Byers,
Richard Byerwalters IV,
Nico Keola,
Caden Carey,
Kyle Carey,
Kylie Karinji,
Elizabeth Carrier,
Brooke Casulo,
Zachariah Sutsinanin,
Finn Chapman,
Stephen Charland,
Obed Chaudhry,
Zoe Church,
Cameron Chaffee,
Haley Sarala Natali,
Robert J. Coffey,
Aiden Cohen,
Thomas Coleman,
Sydney Collins,
Logan Connell,
Kira Cook,
Logan Cooper,
Eris Corridor,
Olivia Kramer,
Emily Craven,
Lily Crescenzi,
Elizabeth Kroll,
Blake Crozoli,
Cameron Crisoli,
Alexander Cunningham,
Caleb Curtis,
Keegan D'Ambrosi,
John Delfino,
Delilah Davis,
Evan Davis,
Brody Delamater,
Thomas Del Grosso,
Annabelle DeSantis,
Alina Diet,
Danielle Dickey,
Edward Donahue,
Caroline Dubuque,
Jayla Dudley,
Isaac Doolan,
Jaden Dulong,
Nicolina Dwight,
Lila Duwaleski,
Summer Diamond,
Ryan Ecker,
Johnny Edick,
Elias Edrington,
Zachary Erdman,
Lucas Ariel,
Colin Eveland,
James Ferrone,
Olivia Faulkner,
Kurt Vincent Fideris,
Jonathan Burnett,
Charlotte Field,
Robert Ford IV,
Joseph Ford,
Ella Forte,
Aiden Fox Schreiber,
Logan Francie,
Lucas Frazier,
Jordan Gales,
Sophia Galligan,
Grady Gansky,
Joshua Garrison,
Ryan Garrison,
Trevor Garrison,
Piper Gentile,
Sydney Gear,
Lincoln Gibson,
Nicholas Giorgeni,
Kaylee Grant,
Robert Graziano,
Kahad Griffin,
Madison Groves,
Trevor Gully,
Haley Geinup,
Stella Guzik,
Griffin Hall,
Cody Hamilton,
Brianna Hanks,
Catherine Hanna,
Shaylee Hanshi,
Rustam Hashimi,
Gunnar Hastillo,
Andrew Hastings,
Riley Howenstein,
Isaiah Heath,
Landon Heitzman,
Thomas Herkenham,
Amelia Higgins,
Patrick Hill,
Noah Hoffman,
Oliver Hogsberg,
Tiffany Hauser,
Aiden Hewlett,
Dylan Holsopple,
Isabel Igo,
Jaden Irwin,
Melise Jackson,
Gunther Jager,
Elliot Jagger,
Holden Januszewski,
Prathiksha Jaya Venkatesh,
Cody Jang,
Caden Johnson,
Lindsay Johnson,
Tabitha Joseph,
Harley Jubri,
Amkar Kamat,
Emily Kamoff,
Mackenzie Kelly,
Helen Ketzer,
Bryn Kiley,
Christopher Kment,
Brian Coe,
Addison Krebs,
Natalie Crisanda,
Kenzie Langenbach,
Sophia Laquadera,
Liliana Larson,
Taylor Lawrence,
Juliana Liebeck,
Joshua Lewandowski,
Robert Lindberg,
Eliana Linsk,
Aki Lovely,
Matthew Lurie,
Andre Macarelli,
Manyata Madan,
Jacob Mainville,
Yash Mansharamani,
Anthony Morozes,
Madison Marr,
Brady Martin,
Ryan Massey,
Ethan McGrady,
Madison McHugh,
Tegan McQuide,
Asher Molino,
Layla Mendez,
Riley Mensing,
Kaylee Mercer,
Gracie Merrill,
Brody Messier,
Logan Messina,
Jay Mayen,
Ella Miano,
Tessa Miano,
Serena Militello,
Haley Miller,
Joseph Miller,
Sydney Mills,
Andrew Moserine,
Marley Montejano,
Jade Montez,
Talon Montgomery,
Caden Moore,
Shane Moore,
Charlotte Muller,
Dylan Mulligan,
Kiara Murdy,
Justin Murphy,
Sierra Nelson,
Guy Nicholas Jr.,
Ava Nixt McClave,
Giovanna Nolan,
Declan O'Donnell,
Dallas O'Keefe,
Elise Oboyski,
Joshua Agusanwo,
Charlia Oliver,
Hannah Ortiz,
Adeline Panache,
Michaela Panici,
Mallory Pascal,
Brianna Patrick,
Zachary Pauley,
Sean Paxton,
Liam Peck,
Carla Pereira,
Adley Peterson,
Mariana Pettinger,
Aiden Peverly,
Marcus Plant,
Evan Victor Pohl,
Maggie Pollard,
Cole Posnewski,
Ashwarni Powell,
Liam Proctor,
Nevaeh Prugel,
David Pruxma Vogel,
Lauren Prusky,
Jacob Pugh,
Deidre Quayle,
Sarah Rainville,
Aiden Reagan,
Brennan Reagan,
Olivia Redden,
Connor Reynolds,
Kirialis Rivera Cabrera,
Faith Rivera,
Madison Rizzo,
Eva Roberts,
Andrew Rohr,
Amari Rosas,
Robert Rumsey,
Madison Russell,
Mazyla Russell,
Daphne Rutschman,
Benjamin Sandak,
Zachary Sanford,
Melanie Santana,
Dominic Santaski,
Isabella Sadolino,
Reed Schermeyer,
Catherine Schoonmaker,
Matthew Schoonmaker,
Caden Schultz,
Tyler Secor,
Haya Shaw,
Julia Shatraw,
Jada Sherman,
Theodore Sikora,
Molly Simmons,
Charles Smith,
Liam Smith,
Logan Smith,
Anna Linda Spanswick,
Genevieve Steeler,
Lillian Sturgis,
Angelo Studo.
Raina Sullivan.
Sonia Taney.
Amanda Tedford.
Austin Thomas.
Rebecca Thomas.
Shay Thompson.
Holly Thorpe.
Erica Torino.
Lucas Tobin.
Molly Tracy.
Ava Tran.
Joshua Trop.
Samuel Ulmer.
Caesar Uruchima.
Isabella Utter.
Dustin Vandenberg.
Cardell Vaughns.
AJ Ventris.
Luke Wage.
Brooke Wagner.
Joseph Wan.
Tessa Warner.
Carson Wasbes.
Isabella Webster.
Mary Weinheimer.
Ava Weiss.
Catherine Wheeler.
Kayla White.
Dylan Wiley.
LJ Williams Jr.
Wade Wilmuth.
Wyatt Wilson.
Maxine Wingfield.
Caden Whitty.
Justin Woodcook.
Samuel Woods Jr.
Amara Woods.
Cadence Woods.
Sabine Yanoni.
Arik Zaman.
Maggie Ziak.
Brian Zimmerman.
Let's hear it for our class of Columbia 2026. Congratulations to all of you. You're all amazing. I'll miss you all very much. At this time, I would like our teachers to begin to lead our students out. Parents, if you could just hold and stay seated until all of our students are out of the gymnasium. You can meet them at the cafeteria or in the lobby, and feel free to take pictures of your students outside of here. Thank you all for coming this evening and all of your support. Students, one row at a time.